Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm reacting to Embrace Shiva, Embrace Life, Yogi Shiva. So, I wasn't too sure how to react to this web series. This is still part of the Shiva web series. They had episodes 1 through 4. I went ahead and reacted to those first. Then this one was actually ahead of the schedule. I just don't know if they were put in order or not. So I'm going to do this one and then another one. Let's go ahead and get started.
When we say Shiva, if you look at his life process, he went through everything that any human being would go through. He is many things at the same time. He is the most beautiful, he is the ugliest, he is a great ascetic, he is a family person, he is the most disciplined, he is a drunkard, he is a dancer, he is absolutely still. Gods worship him, demons worship him, all kinds of creatures in the world worship him. Whatever we say about Shiva, you must understand, the very opposite is also the truth. He is the Bhairava, the most fearsome, one who is of quick temper and immense violence. He is also the most compassionate. He is the Sundaramurti, the seducer, a gallant lover and a compassionate, handsome and romantic being. He is also the Tandava Murti, one whose dance would destroy the very process of creation. At the same time, he is Achaleshwara, absolute stillness, one who does not know any moment. Shiva is a yogi who should not be named. To name is to limit and curtail. At the same time, the many names of his, the sum total of all these names is an absolute representation of the whole universe, all its complexities, a representation of all the unfathomable mysteries of the existence. If you can accept this man, who is a complex formation of every quality that you can find on this planet, if you can accept him, you have crossed life itself.
The whole idea is to destroy your logical mind so that you open up to a different dimension of life altogether.
Okay, let me go back real quick. I want to see… where's that name?
To name is to limit and curtail. At the same time, the many names of his, the sum total of all these names is an absolute representation of the whole universe, all its complexities. If you can accept him, you have crossed life itself.
So what does he mean by crossed? In the Western world, cross is sometimes looked at as a bad thing, like you crossed me, meaning that you betrayed me. If you… and I don't know if like you're supposed to be able to accept him. I do believe that's generally what people do, is accept the gods. And is Shiva a god? It makes it sound like he's just a person, but I don't know. But the first web series, Shiva and Brahma existed before creation, so can't be a man. So I'm assuming that, I guess what he's talking about here when he says cross life itself means that you've gone beyond life, I believe. Not that you betrayed life, but you've gone beyond life. Which makes sense over here. The whole idea is to destroy your logical mind, which is what we think of life. Again, I don't know, I'm guessing here. But I think I got it. You have crossed life itself. Not that you betrayed life, but you… if this is life, you have crossed it and then you've gone beyond life. I think I got it. Okay, anyways, we're gonna start off the next one. I'll be right back. Okay, so the next one's why and how Shiva is always intoxicated.
Of the many names that Shiva is referred to, Soma is one of the important names. Soma literally means intoxication.
It's important.
If there is no intoxication, you will never be mad enough to jump into the ultimate void, which is only liberation. So, Soma or Soma Sundara is one of prominent names of Shiva.
Sorry. There's a game that's called Soma. And I wanted to point it out just in case he switched from that. But it's nothing to do with intoxication. However, that game is quite interesting about it's quite interesting, the topic at hand on the game Soma. I actually really enjoyed watching Markiplier play that. I love to hear people's reactions to that because it's a very interesting topic on there. But anyways, this game did take place in a sense, not a true void, but in the depths of the water, which can be seen as a void as well.
Always inebriate, but fully alert. So, the story goes like this. Shiva was sitting near Kailash in a completely inebriated state. The news spread all over India that there is a man sitting, so magnificent a man that slowly, year after year, people started making the pilgrimage. There was a girl who was a princess in the Himalayan kingdom. Her name was Parvati. And when she heard this, she said, I want to go and see him. The moment she set her eyes upon him, she just so completely overwhelmed by him. She said, if I marry only this man. Then somebody else played a conspiracy and he decided to get married. A big wedding was organized. Anybody who is anybody is there. The bride is all decked up, everybody is waiting for the groom to come. And the groom came. Shiva walked in, ash-smeared, dreadlocked, fully inebriated. And all his friends, these goblins and demented beings, making all kinds of noises. Parvati's mother Meena saw this man and his friends, and when she thought that her daughter is going to marry this man, she just fainted and fell. Then they revived her and she was completely heartbroken. How can I give my daughter to this man? He's wild. He's completely uncivilized. He's not even a man, he's something else.
Well, I guess the mother wasn't enticed as the daughter was on Shiva's looks.
So Parvati went and begged Shiva, for me, whichever way you are, for some reason you put on a hideous form and come, this is also okay with me. But for my mother's sake, just show a better form. Then he said, okay. And then he turned into a very graceful and beautiful form, which was referred to as Soma Sundara, drunk but beautiful. Completely inebriated, eyeballs up, but he became utterly beautiful.
Uh-oh.
Then Meena revived and looked at this magnificent man standing there, and she said, I would like to give my daughter to this man, not to that one. So, inebriation, intoxication is an essential quality of meditativeness. If that's not there, if you're not drunk, how can you just sit?
I thought maybe he becomes too beautiful and maybe there's a story of conflict between the mother and daughter, but…
It was the most torturous thing. Simply sitting there like this, trying to concentrate on something. So that's his essential quality. So he carried the moon. That's a symbolism, that he is always drunk upon himself, no substances. So when we said Shiva constantly drank Soma rasa, he was not an alcoholic. He just imbibed the moonbeams which he carried always in his hair and constantly drunk. This blissful state is not a goal by itself. These blissful states eliminate the fear of suffering. Only when the fear of suffering is gone, only when this idea, what will happen to me, is completely eliminated from you, you would dare to explore life. Otherwise, you only want to protect it. Whether a career or a business, it's all about security. Marriage is about security. Everything is about security. As long as the fear of suffering is constantly playing its role, now you will not dare to really go into deeper dimensions of life. Only if you are drunk like this, but fully alert. Now, there is no fear of suffering, you're willing to go anywhere.
Oops, okay. So, let's see, did he only ever marry one person? This princess of the Himalayas? Or did he have multiple wives? Again, he makes it seem like Shiva is nothing but a person, a man, but he was there before creation, at least from the episode 1 or 2. And he's definitely not a man because he can transform himself. I don't think. I mean, you know, he can change his shape, at least to be more pleasing to the mother. Where's that, and, okay. Oh wait, not this one, not this one. Put on a hideous form and come. This is also okay with me. That's kind of weird. Maybe I'm looking too deep into that. It's like, how does she know what his hideous form is? Does she know it? Or does she only see beauty ever? For me, whichever way you are, for some reason you put on a hideous form and come. This is also okay with me, but for my mother's sake. Why did he? I don't know. Why did he change forms? That's kind of weird. Oh, no. Why did he change form? Is it only when it's meditating that it seems like he's changed forms? Because wait, I haven't looked at the mix of. Nope. Completely liberated. I was trying to see if it's a very graceful, beautiful form. I thought maybe he was meditating here, and that's the reason why he looked different. Standing there. Detox an essential quality of meditation. Well, maybe. Sitting there trying to concentrate. Okay, the most torturous thing to sit there. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Can he change his form? I'm not sure. I'm trying to follow along with the pictures as well, but then again, I don't know if the pictures is necessarily telling the whole story. Sadhguru makes it seem like he can change his form. He probably could. Again, I don't know. Or is it just sheer fact that when he was meditating, he becomes this very beautiful person? Because in the very beginning here, he's just sitting there meditating, and everyone was enamored by Shiva at this time. And then when he came in walking and not meditating, it's all of a sudden he became hideous for some odd reason. And then it makes it sound like he went back to meditation, and then now Say, so inebriated intoxication is essential quality of meditativeness. So was he meditating here, then he became beautiful again. So it's whenever it's meditating, he's, I guess, beautiful, and when it's not, he's not. Maybe I'm reading too much into this. I don't know, just trying to understand the story. And this part here, I was thinking about it. Sadhguru ain't wrong whenever he said that when you continue to restrict yourself because of limitations that you set by yourself, you will not be able to live life to the fullest. That is pretty true. I like to believe in balance, but even with balance, you're still restricting yourself for sure. Whether a career or a business is all about security, which prevents marriage is about security. As long as fear of suffering is constant playing its role, you will not dare to live life. Really go deeper into dimensions of life. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know, one step at a time, I suppose. I understand there are certain things that I can let go of in terms of securities, but there are some things that I cannot. I understand the limitation, and until I feel comfortable stepping out of that, I probably won't. It's not to say that I won't ever, but again, steps, baby steps, as they say, baby steps, you know. Can't just dive full deep into something. Baby steps. Anyways, that's my reaction to why and how Shiva is always intoxicated. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. Thumbs up, thumbs down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.